Good morning from the bus stop across the street from my accommodation. I am going to do what is probably my last kind of real long hiking for the trip today. So I'm going to go back to Eyemouth where I ended yesterday, and I'm going to walk back here to Berwick. It's, according to All Trails, it's about 12 miles, which, you know, it was what I was essentially doing for all 4 days of the Harriet Way. But yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. I think elevation is supposed to be like 1,500 feet or something, again, according to All Trails. So who knows how correct that will be. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be my day. So I will take you along with me. I am in Eyemouth, and I stopped at this cute little bakery here, and I got a pastry for later, which I'll show you when I open. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna get started. The path continues that way. I came that way yesterday. So let's go. Check out the decor on this building. It's like slate stone on the top, seashells implanted in the middle, and then this like white brick, but then it has like these fun tiles around the doorway. So cool. And we're off. This path is currently taking me through a golf course, which I don't love because, you know, tiny balls flying at high speeds. But the path is smooth. It's just not as well marked on this side of Eyemouth, so I'm having to rely a lot on my All Trails map. So hopefully it improves a little bit. So technically it seems like the coastal path dips in here, but that seems terrible. There seems to be people up here, so maybe I'll just stay up. It looks like there's a path over there. You can see the grate. Turns out the path is on the road I wanted to take in the first place. It like dips out for a little bit and then dips back, but I don't need to go downhill just to go up a hill when it rejoins the exact same path. So onward we go. This is Bournemouth, little harbor, and there is a little bit inland that you can kind of see up there. Not much though, it's very small. I don't think I actually go down there. It looks like the path goes around and stays on the cliff, which for my knees I'm thankful for, but I don't know, it's kind of cute. I kind of want to walk through it, but whatever. Let's go around. I guess the path does actually go down into that seafront village. You come into the upper town, which is just a scattering of buildings, and then the path says to go this way, which is very down. So down I go. Well, one thing I forgot to mention about today's walk is I'm technically walking from Scotland to England. The 12 miles that I'm doing crosses the Scottish English border. I doubt there'll be a sign on the walking path, but kind of cool. I've never crossed a border on foot before in this way, so actually I kind of really hope there's a sign. That would be kind of cool, but probably not. Okay. So I am in Lower Bournemouth, or Bournemouth right now, and yeah, it's kind of cute. I mean, there's like not much here. There's like a handful of buildings, but it's pretty adorable. Nature walk. Is that what we're calling it? Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's the direction I'm heading. If You can see out there though, those little bumps in the water. I think that's Lisfarn, which is the Holy Island that I'm gonna go to tomorrow. I think we're about 5 miles in, which means I should have about 5 miles left. I don't think you can actually see where Berwick is because it's kind of behind those headlands, but yeah, it should be literally mostly downhill from here. So I've been walking by this railroad track for a while. A handful of trains come by, and then on the other side of that, there's the road. So it's not the most peaceful, but it is fairly flat. I will give it that. So currently on the search for a lunch spot. Would love a bench or at least some grass that's a little bit shorter. So fingers crossed for me. There's a sign here that says picnic area. And I'm like, for the sheep? Or are there tables somewhere? Unknown. There's a sign. English border. And if you look up by the train, it says across the border. Cool. Officially walked to England from Scotland. Scotland's sign is slightly more impressive, not gonna lie. Oh, look at this. This is the path on the English side. And that's the path on the Scottish side. Feels right. Feels right. Well, how many times do you get to have lunch casually at the Scottish-English border? Not many. So onward I go, now in England again, and I'm going to continue to walk back to Berwick. About little over 5 miles to go. So let's go. So we have holiday homes, field of sheep, and a few goats right next to the path. Weird, but an upgrade from the train tracks and road, so I'll take it. Acorn marker. Since we crossed the border, the number of signs has gone up exponentially. Like, fantastically amazing. Interesting. The signs on the Scottish side all just have that like wave thing, that like little like water like squiggle, and all the signs in England have the upside down acorn, which is like all their national trails. Like the Southwest Coast Path has that one, has that symbol too. And since I crossed over, it seems like most of the signs have both the wave and the acorn. So I'll be interested to see if like further I get away from the border, if it just drops down to the acorn. We shall see. At least on this little sign, we are down to just the acorn. But still, great signage. The next one's right there. And the last one was like just right around that corner. Amazing! Sea caves. Apparently I made it to the very, very outskirts of Berwick. According to my watch, it's still about 3 more miles, which probably is right-ish. Between 2 and 3 is my guess, but that's cool. The grocery store where I went and did laundry and got groceries is over there, like on the other side of those buildings. So yeah, making good time, making good progress. Let's keep going. Reached the holiday camper or caravan community on the edge of Berwick. You can see there's like a little beach down here. It's clearly low tide still, but almost there. Seems the bigger signs still have both acorn and little wave thing. I said I'm just outside of Berwick. I doubt that will change by the time I get into the town proper, but cool. Well, this is the only, like I've had only one other bit of time walking England Coast Path outside of the Southwest, obviously, I think. And that was a couple of years ago in Yorkshire, in like from Whidbey, I did a couple of day walks down to Robins Hood's Bay and up to, I can't remember the name of it, it starts with an S. I'll put it on the screen. So I walked that little chunk of the English coast path, and similar to this, like very well marked. I don't know, just doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi of the Southwest Coast path. Maybe I'm, you know, suffering less or something. Gotta get that type 2 fun in. So this has been a pretty chill path so far. A couple of more intense ups and downs, but otherwise just gentle rolling, pretty easy, which is probably why I'm making such good time. So I should be into town before you know it. So that little white thing is the lighthouse, the red and white lighthouse that I walked out to on the first day that I was here. So just this little bit of the cliff to walk, and then it'll drop me down into that little seaside area, and then I walk back into town. It's 2:16 and I am very close to the end. My plan was around 3 to take another break, because that would have been about 2 hours since lunch, eat my pastry, but I think I might be in Berwick before then. So I might try to take a little break before I get there, have my pastry then. We'll see if we find any good places to do that. Still walking through the caravan community. I found a bench, but there's absolutely no breeze there, which means I'm gonna get attacked by bugs. So we're gonna pass. Oh, how adorable. There's a little ice cream van. Actually, that sounds really good right now, but I have a pastry. Choices. Not get ice cream. But the path has turned into kind of this like paved situation. So we'll see if it continues, but I think I might need get to put my poles away, because we're getting very civilized, very tamed here, which I am not used to. Not when it comes to walking. Not quite all pavement yet, but not so bad either. Crossing another golf course, which I don't love, but sure is pretty. Look how adorable this Coast Watch building is. So cute. It has its own little garden here. All manicured and everything. And right next to it is a bench, right in the breeze. Amazing. Oh, and with its own little garden space. How adorable. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break here. Thanks, Major Leslie Wooler. Here's a poster that has been riding with me all day. They called it a Danish, but it's not the same as what I would think of as a Danish. So it is like flaky pastry. It doesn't look like a cream cheese frosting. It looks more like an icing frosting. And I think it's like swirls of, basically it looks like a flaky, thinner cinnamon roll, but with like icing sugar frosting. I will report back to let you know if that's actually what it is. Can confirm, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it's just like, kind of like a palmier, the like little spinny thing. It's like almost as like crispy, crunchy as that, like flaky, but cinnamon sugar and then icing sugar frosting. This is how I want every cinnamon roll to be, every single one of them. And I'm back to the key from the first day. Yay! So now I just have to make it, just walk into town itself, but I have made it. And even with 2 breaks plus a lunch break, it's only a little after 3 and I started at 9, which is kind of impressive. Elevation I think was actually only a little over 1,000 feet. It was supposed to be about 1,500, but apparently my watch and all trails don't match up, or I went a little off, or my watch calculated a little different because I have the low GPS on, so it's probably that, but super excited to have completed another long walk, and I definitely have my hiking legs because 12 miles was no big deal. So I'm gonna go into town. Have a couple of little like things I need to pick up. I want to get a postcard, magnet from my mom, and just a couple of things from Boots before I leave the country. I can't get them anymore. So I think that might be it, unless something interesting happens. If not, thanks for coming along on my walking adventures today. I'll see you next time.